My name is Karolina Leakovic. I'm a Policy Leader Fellow, 2022-2023 cohort. What brought me here is actually I was curious about what School of Transnational Governance is at the EUI, because it's, for me, kind of a startup within the EUI. EUI is a very established academic institution, important for social and political sciences in Europe, European Union. And STG is a very innovative, I think, project in a way that kind of brings together practitioners. And I'm a practitioner. I'm what we can call a policymaker, because I've been in politics for more than 20 years in Croatia. I was a member of parliament as well. And I'm mostly dealing with international relations now and with gender equality and democratization. But what brought me to STG particularly was my project on media and democracy, and on how we can kind of better the status of journalists in the European Union, because the European Union has a lot of initiatives lately that have to do with media, with free speech, and with democratization within the media space. So I was, and still am, very curious to find out what policy solutions we can implement on national, transnational level, so as to make journalists kind of important again. So to value what their contribution to our democratic societies can be. So that's what I've been working here on for the last 10 months. And I chose actually to apply because I knew that within the SDG, the European Digital Media Observatory is placed. And I really think that's a very important European initiative in that sense, not only to fight disinformation, which is a problem that we face every day, but also to kind of monitor what's the kind of media development, information communication developments in next couple of decades. And it's a very important and I think a very challenging task. I tried to work on policy solutions for journalists' social and professional status in terms of in which kind of environment they work, what are kind of the challenges they face, be it economic challenges, be it challenges that have to do with different types of pressures that they might also be exposed to. And what I didn't want to do is to only do the desk research and only to be informed by what has already been kind of written or what has already been published. I really wanted to include and to hear voices of the journalists themselves. So I conducted a series of interviews with journalists from the European Union countries, and I wanted to, of course, include those that already are somehow aware of the current status of their profession within the EU, because we all know that journalists do face question or challenges with their professional authority, because there are so many different sources of information, so many different kind of actors that influence how we consume media. And even, you know, we are not only consumers but prosumers, so we also kind of contribute to the media landscape. But I wanted to talk to journalists because I think without well-paid, without professional journalists that actually uphold the journalistic values, which are about various sources, which are about not objectivity, but I would say impartiality and professionalism, we cannot really achieve what the SDG stands for, what the EUI stands for, what the European Union stands for, and its pluralism and its freedom and its equality, because I'm really kind of, I really believe that equality is something that we should strive for as European Union citizens. So when talking to journalists, I tried to somehow ask them what do they think about where they are now and how they see different kind of influences from various sources, be it politics, be it economy, be it the way their own profession has changed. And I've come up with, or I was informed that they really kind of devote a lot of time in thinking about what the future of their profession is and how they can actually contribute to our societies and to the betterment of it. I think they are aware that there are a lot of challenges for them, but they also kind of, I think they want to change, but I think they also somehow are aware of the fact that it's not only up to them, but that transnational regulation and the EU regulation as such as the Digital Act that was enacted or the European Media Freedom Act that is on the way, can really help them. And they're really interested to influence the legislation. And they were very open in talking to me. So I'm really happy that my future work or the work that I'm going to produce during and after my time here will be somehow based on evidence, on what journalists think about themselves. I think that's very important too. Whenever we kind of try to come up with policy solutions in whichever area, I think we should also consider talking to those that are involved and also those that kind of somehow that there are consequences for them. I think at the SDG and especially at the EDMO, there is a lot of expertise, and it should be really disseminated to all the national policymaker authorities or policy-making authorities, actually, because you cannot really expect national governments to be able to deal with these complex questions. I think that's what the SDG stands for, right? It's a matter of transnational governance, of transnational rules, of transnational dialogue, especially when it comes to questions such as media and digital, because it is a global thing. So I think that my time here and my kind of encounters with experts and with professors at the EUI and the academia in general at SDG and at the EUI really helped me to kind of maybe better understand all the complexity of the issue, because you really have the opportunity, you really have the time, even during this academic year. I had that privilege to really participate in various events, in various initiatives, and to really contribute by presenting your point of view. And my point of view is actually a view of a person coming from what we can still call European periphery. Croatia joined the EU exactly 10 years ago. So I think there is a lot to be learned about our part of Europe, still within these important policy and decision making circles. And I hope that I was able to maybe transfer some, I don't know, points of view from this perspective of countries that recently joined, but also those that are, let's say, in the waiting room and eager to also access the European Union. I really tried to be engaged with different EUI departments and with different EUI centers. For example, the one that I mentioned, Center on Media Pluralism and Freedom, I find really inspiring what the colleagues there do, and I tried to really contribute to the events they had, and maybe also to inform them about different developments in our Southeast European context, let's say, because we do face maybe different challenges than some other parts of the European Union in terms of different kind of influences. Political and economic influences that are, I think it's very important to always have that in mind. Since I'm doing my PhD in sociology back in Zagreb, I was also kind of interested to participate in many other activities, which I did, and they have to do with polarization within the European Union, political polarization, populism. But also kind of different types of social and political cleavages that I find interesting, and that really EUI can really is a place where all the kind of research and new ideas, new insights are really kind of everyday work, and it's really a place to be if you want to understand a contemporary European societies, I think. It was a roller coaster for me. It was really, really intense. And I had a privilege to really meet wonderful people, wonderful researchers, but also my cohort. I'm really kind of grateful for being a part of a very diverse, in every possible term, very diverse, very engaged, and very ambitious cohort. And I would like to really kind of maybe encourage everyone who wants to add to their professional advancement, to their professional career, to really consider applying for the Policy Leader Fellowship, because I wouldn't say it will definitely change your life, but it will make you think about what do you want to do in the second half of your life. I'm in my mid-40s, so this was like a great time to also reflect on what you've done and how you want to contribute, to wherever you are, to your community, because I think that's very important. You know, I do believe in the power of collective action still, and I think that is something that we as policy makers or policy advocates here in STG or as STG alumna, I would like to kind of bring that message to my colleagues back home, and to also encourage, as I said, everyone to apply, to come here, to experience this very dynamic environment, and to take the best of it, most of it. I think School of Transnational Governance is a place where you can really openly discuss, you can really test your ideas, and it's a place for those that still believe that European Union is a project that has a future, because it's a totally different idea that, totally different from many other places in the world. And I think it's an idea that needs to be explored a bit more and needs to be developed a bit more. So there is no other institution that we can compare to School of Transnational Governance in that sense. So whoever is interested in the future of European Union and the European project as such, and the place of the EU within the newly established or establishing global order, I think, SDG is the place to come.